Okay, so the last video I tried to make was overrun by the lack of space on my phone. So, anyways, patriotism is a good thing. Government, on the other hand, is a terrible thing. Our government right now is trying to gaslight everyone. January 6th is the biggest thing ever. No, it's not. There's some goofballs running through Congress. They didn't burn anything down. Did they destroy anything? Did they? No. See, this is always the thing, right? It's always the thing. If, say I were to walk into Congress right now, which you can't do because I'm millions of miles away. Well, thousands, hundreds, I don't know. I'm far away from there. I can't just walk through, but I could call and say, hey, can I get a tour? And they let me right in. And that's basically what happened on that night. They opened the doors and let the people in. They had armed guards with them the whole time. Didn't allow them to do nothing, right? But that's a violent protest. I hope you understand the difference between, like, a violent protest and, I don't know, all of the summer of 2020, when everything was getting burned down by these motherfuckers that don't give a fuck about our culture, our history, anything. No, because they want to shut it all down. They're like, hey, we're going to make a socialist country out of the United States. And I have to just look around, man. That's what they're trying to do. And there's nothing we can do about it. It feels like there's nothing we can do about it. I mean, voting is one thing, right? But they fake it. They cheat every time. I mean, Al Gore was supposed to win that election because he cheated. And he didn't win. You understand that, right? They cheated and he still didn't win. He knew he was going to be our next president, but then the American people said, nah. But they cheated in that election too. I mean, it was a long time ago, but Al Gore was supposed to win. He was absolutely supposed to win. But our boy, George W. Bush, he got in there. And you might not like it. You might not like it. You know, you could say like, oh, George Bush is the worst. The guy's an idiot. But the people around him really improved life for, like, all Americans. Like, all Americans felt better under George Bush. I mean, like, we had to go to war. You know, 9/11 and shit. We had to go to war. We didn't have a choice. I'm not saying it was a good or bad thing or anything. I'm just saying it's a thing that had to happen because we had to go to war. It's not his fault. George Bush Jr. did not make that happen. In fact, I believe Bill Clinton is the one that let all... No, wait. It's all speculation, so it doesn't matter. I mean, I can look up the facts, and I know there are facts there that said Bill Clinton's regime over in the Middle East really fucked shit up over there with our relations over there. And then 9/11 happens in George Bush's time, so... Well, we got to fight them. And I love our country. I love our country. So many people stood up and said, fuck that. Fuck terrorism. I'm going to go over there and fight. I was 30-something. They wouldn't take me. 30 and fat, you know. They wouldn't have taken me. But my friends joined up en masse. They all made it back, which makes me happy, but not all of them came back intact. If you know what I mean. Like the brains were kind of mush. But with the love of a good woman and stuff like that, you can bring yourself back down. Yeah, I don't know. Anyhow, we're going to need people like that. Because the country is being run by absolute assholes. They're going to arm the IRS. Did you hear that? You hear that? You don't have to hear it from me. I mean, everyone else is talking about this. But they're going to arm the IRS. Jeez. There. And that's something you got to think about. Why does the Internal Revenue System need millions of rounds of ammunition? Tyrannical rule. That's what we're looking at. They want to get our guns out of our hands, and they want to put guns in the IRS's hands? Just saying. No, I'm not just saying. Within the next 2 years, there's going to be a revolutionary war in this country. There has to be. I mean, it has to happen. Because they're not stopping. The Department of Justice is completely on the left side. They don't give a fuck about anybody. All of us in the middle of America, they don't give a fuck about us. Coastal elites, on the other hand, well, they're having caviar and shit. I say we break down the doors and fucking kill them. And tell them what's happening in our country ain't right. The United States is built on the idea of liberty and justice for everybody. But now it's like, nah. So what do we have, a proletariat? Is that what they're trying to work for, a proletariat? You know, the many control a bunch. I think that's what a proletariat is. Might be misremembering. I don't know. But what I do know is it's tyrannical rule, and that's why we have the right to bear arms. And, all kinds of pundits and all kinds of people on TV are like, no, they're not trying to take away your guns. No, I mean, really, if a tyrannical government came to take your guns, would you really shoot them? Yes, I would. Absolutely, I would. And I hope my neighbor and the people that live down the street would. You're going to take my gun from my cold, dead hand. This has been like the American... It's American to say that. It's American to say, hey, the government wants to take my gun away from me? Nah. Come and take it from my cold, dead hands, motherfucker. And I am starting to think that's what they want. They want Americans to stand up one by one and say, nah. So I do believe we all have to get kind of together and gather up our guns, get into a... Not like a... go to the corner shop and hang out, and just talk about this stuff. Because it's not going to stop. They're not going to stop until they have all your guns. They're not going to stop. And we got 2 more years of this bullshit. Right? It's a tyrannical rule is what we're already under. And they don't give a fuck about the people here. They don't give a fuck about the people that live in our country. Gas prices through the roof. Inflation. Oh, and our anti-inflation bill. I don't know who the fuck voted on this and said, yeah. I mean, I honestly can't understand why anyone would vote on this and say, yeah, I mean, anti-inflation bill, cool, yeah. Without reading it, without understanding exactly what it does. Because it doesn't alter inflation at all. Billions of dollars to green energy, which I hate bringing this stuff up in every video. I really do, but Ghana was a very successful country. They were becoming like a first world country. They were going to become like one of the major powers here in the world. And then, over the top of them, right, someone said, hey, your ecological score ain't where it should be. To us, we decide, right? And who knows who these motherfuckers are, right? But they said, you gotta go green. And they did. And their entire society fell apart. Their entire society fell apart because there's no energy. There's no gas. There's no food. And this is a developing nation that was becoming like a first world nation. But they got a 100% on their green score. 100% on their green score. Environmental score. And the people there fucking hate life. And they're trying to do that here. Now, I can also talk about what happened in Sri Lanka. If you didn't know that was a country of its own, well, wake up. It's a time for us all to wake up. Because over in Sri Lanka, they try to get their environmental score on this ESG. If you don't know what ESG is, I got a little time to talk to you. ESG is environmental social governance, right? It's a multi-trillion-dollar, I don't know what you call it. It's up there in the sky, right? Trillions of dollars are sitting up there. And if you're woke enough, and if you're environmental enough, you might see some trickle-down economics. You might. Not saying you will, but you might. And they created this thing. Obama actually greenlit this thing. And this thing is the worst thing that's ever happened to America. Worst thing that's ever happened to the world. To allow, like, okay, it's multi-trillions of dollars, right? But we have to be environmental and social. I don't know. Does it sound like a wacky left-wing thing? Because to me, it's a far left thing. We have to be environmental, right? Oh, well, the environment matters more than human life. And they'll tell you that every day. And social, oh, we have this pyramid that starts with white men at the bottom. Intersectionality, I think they call it. Or postmodernism, something like that, where white men are right here at the bottom. White women are just a little higher, and a gay white man's right here, and a gay white woman's right there. But if you're black, or you're Mexican, or whatever, you're way higher on the scale of things that are important. And this is how our country's being run now. Intersectionality is way more important than, I don't know, you and me. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about me. It's this intersectionality, this postmodernism. They're at the top of the heap. You know, why do you think there's so much trans activism out there? Because they found out, hey, we can get to the top of the heap of intersectionality and postmodernism. And again, like my previous video, I hate being called cis. Get out of here, you motherfucker. You're not allowed to be on film. That was a giant moth. Anyhow. Open your eyes, people. Open your eyes. See what's going on. And if you don't like it, tell a friend. And you're not a weirdo. You're not a weirdo if you tell a friend that you see what's going on here. If you see what's going on, tell your friends. That's why I'm on here on YouTube, trying to tell my friends, like, hey, shit's going on, and if you're not paying attention, it's going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. And everyone's talking about the election here, and what is happening in that nostril? Nothing. It just looked red when I was... Anyways. No, if you don't see what's going on, we're going to be living in a socialist country run by China in the next 2 years. And Joe Biden and his regime are going to make sure it happens. I don't think Joe Biden has any control over it, but he agreed to do this. His the shadow cabal behind Joe Biden, they're the ones that want this. They want to turn us into socialists. And I don't think you want that. I mean, if you do, go to Venezuela and see how well that worked. These systems of government don't work for anybody but the empowered. So you say you want socialism here. Yeah, it'll be awesome, right? But guess who gets rich? And you say, we don't care, because now we're in a socialist environment. All I got to do is go pull weeds and I get a living wage and everything's cool, right? Yeah, but there's other people over there getting rich off your slavery. Or, I can honestly say, the people that want a socialist government think they're going to be in power. They think they're going to be in power. I got some bad news for you, sunshine. You are the one that makes it happen. But you are not the one up at the top. You're the one that goes off and says, we need socialism! 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 We need it! We need it! Our country's going to hell if we don't have socialism! Well, they're going to use you as a battery to spread more of your lies and corruption. And then when socialism actually lands here in America, you're the first on the bean farm. They don't give a fuck about you. No one gives a fuck about you. You might be the loudest of the fucking stupid people, but they just wanted their message out there, and you did your best job to make sure it happened. And they're going to throw you right into the bean farm, or the bug farm, or whatever we're working on coming up in our society here in the United States. But hey, you'll be the first one. It's not going to be me. I'm going to fight tooth and nail. I will not let them make me a socialist. I will not. My vote, I don't have one. I'm a felon. And I didn't commit a crime that was violent, by the way. That's why I was out in 92 days. I didn't commit a violent crime, but I'm still a felon. because cops were afraid of me. Couple sheriff's office, Yavapai County sheriff's officers were literally afraid of me because my dipshit roommate said, well, there's guns in the house. I'd never seen them. I didn't want to. I don't care. If you know this man right here, Kip Andrew Orr on YouTube, I got guns. They're called right hand and left hand. And if you need more than that, I got right knee and left knee. And I got elbow and elbow, and I can get in there and I can fuck you up. But I'm not here to like promote like the Kip Orr fighting school. No. I'm saying this is all I've ever needed. It's all I've ever needed to defend myself. I don't need a gun. I never needed a gun. I never wanted a gun. No, I think the American people are being lied to on a regular basis. And I'm not... Jeez, I'm just a guy. I'm just a guy that wants to like tell you, hey, here they come. You know? Joe Biden is off his rocker, right? But those people behind him, the ones that are keeping him held up, he's going to sign into law like anything they tell him to. And they're going to come for your guns. And if you don't shoot them when they come for your guns, if you comply with them, well, that's when the IRS rolls in with their guns. You have to understand this, right? The IRS has got millions of rounds of ammo and tons of guns. Automatic weapons that we're not allowed to have. I know I'm rambling. We still have the right to bear arms. But tyrannical government is what we're looking at here. Why do you arm the IRS? Why do you arm the IRS? And if you don't know this is happening, just look. All you have to do is look. This is in that, what is it called? The interest reduction bill. Like billions of dollars to green energy, 80,000 more IRS agents, guns for our IRS agents. I don't know who voted for this. I honestly don't know who voted this in. I mean, Joe Manchin used to be on our side, but I don't think so. And Christian Cinema, too. Here from Arizona, where I live. Christian Cinema, she voted on it. No, life's going to get turned to shit here in the United States. If it hasn't already. I mean, I don't know how you feel, but I'm feeling that great about life here in the United States. I mean, in this city that I live in, $13 an hour is the minimum wage. And get this is the fucked up part, right? There's guys that I've worked with that have been in a company for like 10 years. Incrementally, their pay went up, right? Incrementally. They were over $14 an hour. And then they went down to 13. Because our minimum wage rose to 13. Some of these guys were over 14. Almost to 15. And they brought them down to 13. Just saying. This is how the world works. I'm not in charge of it. And I wish I wasn't. I mean, it's like Jordan Peterson always says. Equality of opportunity. That's what we want. That's what we want for everyone, right? Everyone has the same opportunity. That's what every free-thinking nation should want. Opportunity for everyone. Everyone has an opportunity to do and become whatever they want to, as long as they work hard and fight for it and, you know. But equality of outcome, that is something we must, like, rail against. Equality of outcome means, well, if I took this opportunity, I must have the same outcome as someone else, right? You know, the person that worked really hard and got there, but the person that didn't gets the same outcome. And this is like the main force of what I hear about Jordan Peterson. He always says this. Opportunity, hell yeah. Outcome, nah. And I'm with him. 100% with him. I had so much opportunity in my life. None of the outcomes, though. I ruined them all. It's my fault. No one else can take the blame for what I did. And, you know, it's these victim mentalities. And that's what the left want to spread. Like, oh, you went to college, you got a degree, and now you can't find a job? Well, that's discrimination. Well, you got a degree in social studies. You don't have a degree that helps anything to run this company. You have a degree in something that doesn't help anything. And you expect to work here because you have a degree. Go to KFC, yo. Your degree means nothing. No, a degree like that doesn't mean anything. You have to work higher and higher and higher in order to get those good degrees. Just a basic degree in history or biology or, I don't know, communications. Damn, I look evil. Anyways, that's the end of the video, and I doubt you liked it, but if you did, hit the like button. What's the other things they say? Leave a comment down below. Please. If you think I'm wrong, leave a comment down below, and if you like what you've heard here, leave a comment down below, and if you really like what you hear here, subscribe, please. Thank you.